Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Plough Lane Podcast. We haven't been here in a while. I think the last one we probably did was when we beat MK last time at home. So now we're back after beating MK because it's all positive spirits in the club. But we're joined by Hector. Hector, how are you? How's your day been? How's your weekend been? How are you feeling about the Dons so far this season?
Very optimistic.
Is that all you got to say?
That is all I have to say.
That is all you got to say. A man of barely any words. Fair enough. Right. So today we'll be talking about the last two games, MK and the 0-0 at Bradford City. Literally talking loads about that. And then the upcoming massive week. We got Newcastle in the week. Hector's got some... Is it your dad was a Newcastle fan or something like that?
Yeah, it was a born and raised Geordie.
Who is he supporting? There you go.
I think he would much rather Wimbledon win because, you know, like underdogs. You know, obviously you want the underdog to win. He's essentially a neutral.
That's fair enough.
But obviously, as a neutral, you want the underdogs to win. So
exactly. But who knows? Newcastle have a bloody brilliant side, but we'll get onto that more in a minute. So, first of all, we had amazing 3-0 win over the franchise, Milton Keynes, just 8 days ago. A brilliant performance, so important for us. And they sit, 18th in the table, which is just crazy. Hector, how was your day against MK and how important was that 3-0 win against the scum?
Oh, it was unreal. I don't think, you know what, I said the day before I would do absolutely anything for a 3-0 win. I went into it and I was absolutely bricking it. I thought we were going to get demolished, especially after they turned on turned over Warsaw 1-0 the week before. And at that point, Warsaw was second in the table. So I was like, shit, they might have turned it around. But clearly not, because they got absolutely wiped off the pitch. They haven't turned up yet. Where are they?
Where are they? Who knows? Who are they? That's weird because I was actually really, really confident going into the game. You were bricking it. You were messaging me like the night before, like, "Oh, Reese, I'm scared." That was thing. But no, like I watched the Salford game against MK, and they looked awful. I mean, we know they're really good when they attacked and everything. Like the second half, I thought when it was 1-0, I easily thought it was going to go to 1-0. What was like for you, Hector? What was like the changing point in that game? Because we were literally bricking it for about 30 minutes. They just kept pressing, and then we went on the counter. Was it the subs maybe that made a difference? I know 2 subs got both goal contributions, but what was the difference to go from 1-0, 2-0 to 3-0 and not bottle it as Wimbledon have done before, to be fair?
I think there's many factors. One, the subs. Callum Maycock, unreal sub, unreal player. To have his quality on the bench is brilliant, and that's game-changing when you bring him on. But I partly think it was the fans getting behind the team the whole game. No matter like the momentum, who had more momentum, it was, you know, the Wimbledon fans getting behind the team and, you know, you booing that bum Connor Evans when he was on the ball.
I remember because we were in the corner. He took that corner and he didn't even beat the first man. Callum Maycock headed it away. And then
he came over smiling all cocky as well, like he was going to do something.
Exactly. I remember them all walking off after the game as well. That was just brilliant. I was thinking, like, this is probably one of the, like, best Wimbledon sides maybe I've watched. I don't know. It's just like we're so aggressive all the time. We're playing, and we kind of seem like we know how to win a game of League Two football. We're aggressive, and we're keeping 1-0 leads as well, like Fleetwood, Cheltenham away. Is this probably one of the best Wimbledon sides you've seen, Hector? I mean, we're just so good in every way. I'm going into every game feeling really confident. Even Newcastle, who knows what we could do? Is this one of the best or maybe most enjoyable Wimbledon sides to watch that you've seen?
Well, the only sides that I've seen is one that got relegated, one that finished 21st, one that finished, 12th?
Yep.
I mean, obviously, this side, you know, the start we've had to the season is the best in years and years. I mean, this is something different. This, you know, you say this every year. Yeah, but there's something different about this squad. I don't know why. Like, even give that to last season when we're on the season before when we're on the back foot to MK like that, I reckon they would have scored. But there's something about this team where, you know, we fought on. We actually fought over the 90th minute and we scored 2. So, you know, I think there's something different about this squad. You know, it sounds like something you'd say every year, but there's something different.
It could be special at the end of the season. And we also made like I wouldn't say quite a few, but like Tilly came in for Furlong, which I was quite surprised. And he also kept his, I mean, he played well, but he kept his spot for Bradford and didn't play as well. So we'll get onto that in a minute. It seems just like, I don't know, the mentality of the squad is just brilliant at the moment. I think that's what you need in League Two. Can you have you sensed that mentality? I mean, like the players coming over and doing the yes, like after the game. That's just brilliant. How does like mentality play into game sector, especially in League Two, because it's bloody scrappy all the time, especially that Fleetwood game. But yeah, how does like the mentality of the players go into this game? Because MK were the opposite. They had the worst mentality, negative going forward. How does like mentality and just everything mentally be important in your eyes?
You know what? I think from even pre-season, the mentality looked good. After in Benidorm, you had Ryan Johnson saying he wanted to absolutely snap Connor Evans. I think
unfortunately he was out as well, wasn't he?
Exactly.
Week?
I mean, only if he played. But I think, you know, the whole season we've seen something a lot different, and I think the mentality has been really positive around the club. Especially going into that game, I think there was a lot more with like media as well. There was a lot more interviews with players about the game, and you know they seemed to understand. Even Harbottle, who we didn't sign long before, seemed to be extremely passionate about the game. You know, he gave Evans a massive hard time, and especially at the end of the game when he grabbed and rubbed his head.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw that in real time, but
I know. I mean, even he seemed to
uncovered showed a lot.
I know, and like the build up to the game was perfect. You know, he posted about it the right amount of times while not mentioning their name. You know, we had interviews with the players. I think it was just perfect. It was the right build up for the fans and the players. I mean, it was brilliant. It was an amazing build up, and I think we did it right this time. This is why we won.
That is true. Also, like before, you were telling me that you thought the 2-week break wasn't a good thing. It clearly worked out, didn't it? It clearly worked out.
No, I thought because nothing was said about like a friendly happening. So I was like, shit, are we gonna be completely unprepared for a match day, especially one of this pressure?
That's true.
And then we just went out and smashed them 3-0. So it was like, yeah, sweet.
Absolutely love to see it. And then the other day, yesterday, well, I mean, when this comes out, it'll be 2 days ago. Bradford City 0-0 draw. You watched the highlights about a couple of minutes ago because iFollow was bugging up as per usual, but we won't get onto that. Politics and stuff, whatever it is. Politics. Before the game, would have you taken that result? Because I think I would have.
Yeah, I think I would have. Because Valley Parade is, you know, JJ says it every time you go to an arena. It's a hard place to go to, but I think that's one of the most acceptable places to say it was a hard place to go to. It's always a bloody fortress, that shithole.
I do agree. Do you think it's a fair result? Good result? Should have we won? I mean, it could have gone either way. I don't really know. What do you think? When you look at the highlights and everything, I mean, it's good that we're keeping. It's good that we're not getting draws a lot of the time. Like a lot of the time, we're kind of going 1-0 up, or well, past Wimbledon's seasons. But yeah, was it a fair result, good result, or should have we won the game and took our chances more? Because I think that's the right answer.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I think we had the better of the chances and we should have taken them. Tilly had some flipping open. I mean, there was no defender in front of him. I don't know how he's got it that high up from that position.
Yeah.
I don't know how that one that hit the post twice, how that stayed out. That free header from Piggott hit the bar.
Yeah.
I think we just had the clearer cut chances and we should have been there to take them when we had them.
Yeah,
and
I do agree.
I think I've seen a little bit of that across a couple of the games. Like I heard from the Cheltenham game, we had a lot of chances, but we just didn't take them. In the Fleetwood game, another 1-0, we had a bunch of chances. We only scored one of them. I think that might come up to be a bit of a problem later on in the season where we aren't taking our chances.
Yeah,
I think
go on.
games like that, where you drop 2 points, come towards the end of the season, those 2 points might mean a lot because you didn't take your chances.
That's a very good point. Yeah,
we should be taking our chances more.
You are speaking facts today. I mean, it's kind of a problem because we've got 4 like worthy strikers. I don't know if it's. I don't think Stevens really. I don't know. I didn't watch the first half of the Bradford games. So I couldn't really tell who played well in the first half, but it looked like Bradford had the better chances. It looked like a game which didn't really have a lot of chance in the first half, but then the second half it opened up well. I don't know. I'll take the point. I think Bradford will be up there at the end of the season. Most definitely. We had a couple changes in the lineup as well. Obviously, Reeves got injured against MK. James Ball came in. James Tilley kept his spot over Furlong, which I don't think is the best decision, to be honest. I think Furlong's the better player from Tilley. Tilley's not in good form. He's not playing in a position that he wants to be. Let's start with James Ball. James Ball in for Reeves, maybe just the defensive option in midfield. Do you think maybe Callum Maycock deserved it after his 2 goals against MK, or was it the right decision for this type of game at Bradford?
I think even when Maycock came on against Hannah, actually, I think he probably should have started. Because he was immense when he came on against MK.
I've always actually really rated Maycock.
Rated him, yeah.
Against Charlton in that pre-season friendly, he put that beautiful through ball in for Josh Kelly, and he did the same for the build-up. He did it to Josh Kelly, and then Josh Kelly gave it back to him. I just think he has that little bit of just class going forward and getting that through ball, because when we have the likes of Stevens in behind as well, or Kelly, or whoever it is that there is there, we have pace up there, and I think we need to utilise it more, having that just more attacking player. Because if you're playing, who do we play? Ball, Smith and Hippolyte. Hippolyte's okay going forward, but Maycock just kind of has that class, I guess. If it was the next game, well, actually, we'll get on to Newcastle and Accrington in a minute. We'll preview that in a minute. Let's go on to Tilley starting. I mean, he played well against MK, did his defensive duties pretty well, I guess. Go on.
I wouldn't say he played well against MK.
I think he just kind of did everything all right. I think
it was all right. I mean,
I was kind of shocked. I was kind of shocked that he started, because he hasn't really started the games before. I don't know if Johnny Jackson looked back at the last game against MK when we beat them 1-0, because I think he played in that game. I think he played pretty well. I might be completely wrong there. But yeah, why do you think Johnny Jackson put James Tilley over James Furlong in the last 2 games? Because I think Furlong's he's just immense. He just tackles every single moment he can. He's aggressive. He's strong. Doesn't pull out of a challenge. Why do you think James Tilley has started over James Furlong?
Well, as they say, you just don't change a winning team. I think that's what Johnny Jackson did. Apart from obviously the injuries, which he had to change.
Yeah.
But I don't think he should have kept his spot. Although we won with him in the squad, he didn't look great against MK. And I've heard a lot of things. He looked shit against Bradford. So if he starts the next, I think he'll start for Newcastle, but I don't think he'll start for Accrington, because he starts cup games. He always does.
Well, I mean, if Johnny Jackson's prioritising Tilley over Furlong, then you might see Furlong start against Newcastle, but I still think it's the wrong decision. But didn't Tilley play against Ipswich at home, and he played okay? He did every kind of defensive duty.
I didn't watch it. I don't watch it.
You weren't there. You weren't there. That's a shame. I don't know. No, James Tilley did play decent against Ipswich. Thing is, he just can't get forward. He's just adapted to a totally new decision, because he's just not good enough going forward anymore. But we know how good James Tilley can be if he does get forward in the right position. But I don't know. I think Furlong should be started in my eyes. Everyone, let me know down your thoughts in the comments on that as well, because I think Furlong's easily the better player. We've got him in, and I think he's one of the only loans which can get recalled in January, but that could be maybe why he's not playing. So Hull City don't see that he's doing well. But oh well. I wanted to get onto squad depth, because we have so much this season. No one's really injured except from Johnson and Reeves, but they should be back in the next week or so. But yeah, talking more positive, we have a lot of squad depth. And like you say, Maycock and Kelly coming on for MK and both contributing to both of the last 2 goals. Hector, how important is like the squad depth in the squad? Because we've seen like Lewis and Johnson were all out last season. Like when we played MK in the back end of last season, they were all out. How important is it to have all of our players fit? Because League Two is a pretty shitty old long season. What do you think on the squad depth at the moment?
I think we have very good squad depth apart from centre backs. I don't think, Oggs isn't a great replacement for like Jono. I think Jono's obviously is a lot more solid. But in the midfield, we're fine. Reeves was out, Maycock comes in or Ball comes in, that's absolutely fine. They're still very good midfielders, Yeah. We have 4 strikers. That's perfect. I think genuinely our squad depth is all right. I mean, obviously it's nice to have your starters not injured and stuff. But I think if the occasional player gets a short-term injury, it's nothing too serious. I think we have the squad depth to still play a strong, very strong side. I think we sort of proved that on Saturday because, we had a couple of injuries and we still held out to a strong Bradford side.
That is very, very true. We also have John Joe O'Toole, but he hasn't really featured. I don't think you really rate John Joe O'Toole, but I don't know. Gives a little bit maybe of experience in the second, in the leagues, gives more experience. Is that kind of where you think we should strengthen in the January transfer window? Kind of going more centre backs, maybe a cover for Reese, because I think, especially when he came off against MK, we looked pretty open. It didn't really seem like we knew how to calm the game down.
I'll ask you something.
Go on.
So you say you watched the second half against Bradford, yeah? Did we look calm in the midfield without Reeves?
Oh God, you've got me trying to remember everything. We did look better in the first half. We looked a little bit ropey. It didn't really know, we didn't really know how to. I don't know. Maybe I don't think the pressing was really that good against Bradford. They kept getting it out wide, trying to get crosses in. But the second half, we did kind of look more calm. I mean, the first half, Bradford were a lot better than us. We only had that James Tilley shot, and they were probably on the front foot. Goodman made a very good save right at the end of the first half. Second half, I mean, Bradford should have probably scored in the first half, but we should have scored 2 or 3 in the second half. So we definitely did control the game more. But maybe without Reeves, we've got to kind of learn how to control the game for the whole game, if you know what I mean. Because, I don't know, especially when it came off against MK, we looked literally on the ropes. And if Callum Maycock and Josh Kelly didn't go on the break, then we would have probably at least drawn the game. Could have maybe even been worse. But yeah, we looked better in the second half against Bradford. I only watched the last 10 minutes of the first half and we didn't really look that good. Didn't really know how to get the ball under. But yeah, second half looked a lot better, utilised our strengths. I actually saw someone on Twitter say that they prefer Ogundare to Ryan Johnson. What are your thoughts on that, Hector?
Who said that?
I don't know.
You made that up?
Sorry?
Have you made that up to wind me up?
No. Honest. I've been waiting to say it for about 2 minutes now.
I think that's just quite a stupid thing to say.
Yeah. Oh well.
No, that's just, I don't even need to explain it. Johnson's a fucking massive, solid centre back.
No, I do agree with you.
Ogundare is a skinny little. Oh, he's not skinny, but he's slimmer.
He's done pretty well.
He's slimmer and smaller than Jono, but he's not. He's not built to be a centre back. I would say.
No, he's done all right when he's coming. That comes back to the squad depth that we talked about a couple of minutes ago. It just shows how many options that we have. Probably, I don't actually know when Johnson's back. I think could be a month out, but that's from when he got injured. So it's 3 weeks ago now. So he should be okay. Touch wood, maybe for Accrington, hopefully. But it's been okay. I wanted to kind of go over the season so far. It's been pretty good. We sit 5th in the table, 6 played, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, and then a win, or kind of 2 wins in the Carabao Cup, a win in the, I was about to say Papa John's Trophy. What is it? Bristol Street Motors Trophy. Is it kind of what you've expected for the season so far? Could have it been better? Should have we had more points? What's your overall start of season review, Mr. Hector?
I'm quite impressed with it.
Yeah. Is it what you expected?
No, I expected less.
Yeah.
I expected another, average mid-table, whatever start. But the results that we've gotten, I think they're quite surprising, and I'm more than happy with them. I'll take this sort of momentum for the rest of the season more than happily. And I don't think you can really complain. What is there to complain about? Yeah, we had one loss to newly promoted Bromley, but you win some, you lose some. So
exactly, you can't win every single game. So
exactly.
That is very true. Just was about to say something. It's gone absolutely out of my mind. Oh yeah, that's it. We've only had one draw so far this season. That was the last game against Bradford. It kind of seems like we just know how to win games, like Fleetwood at home. I don't think you were there, right? You were still on Hollybobs. Still on holiday.
What date was that? Oh, no, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were. You were coming back on that day. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that Fleetwood game could have easily gone the other way, and it's kind of one of those scrappy kind of League Two games which you just need to get over the line. Like, it's not going to be your 3-4-0 easy win, which we probably could easily have this season, which we already have against MK. But I feel like we just kind of know just how to win games in League Two now. We're getting the tactics right. We're being aggressive. How important is it for us to just win games instead of drawing? Because even last season, there's so many countless times where draws have just done us over. We've had more draws than wins. But so far, only 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. How important is just for us to just get it over the line, just like however we can?
It's coming. It always matters when you're coming towards the end of the season. Like we saw last season when we came towards the end of it, and we all said, "Oh, we look back at these games. Or imagine if we took these chances. Imagine we didn't draw this game. We would be here now, and now we would be in the playoffs because of this one game." We said that at the end of last season, and probably if we draw a lot of games this season, coming to the end, we'll say the same thing. If we took our chances against Bradford, we would have finished here rather than where we are now. So I think it is important that we understand how to win games in this league and take our chances, because that was something that we didn't do last season a lot of the time.
That's true. Especially because we've got four capable,
4 amazing strikers.
Yeah.
Gag everyone.
Do you feel bad for like Josh Kelly though? Because
yes, I feel so bad for him.
He's come on, made 2 assists in about the space of 5 minutes. A really good goal against Bromley at the start of the season. Hasn't really had a sniff, has he? Do you think it's the right kind of 2 strikers that we're doing at the moment? What do you think is the perfect combination up front?
It's so hard to say. I mean, Josh Kelly, when he's come on, he's been brilliant when he comes on, and he's
got that energy about him.
Exactly. He's definitely made a difference to the game when he comes on. But the 4 strikers that we have, they're all brilliant, and it's so hard to say which 2 should start. And I think Omar Bugle,
he's just 100%.
I think he's the best, in my opinion.
Best name on the team sheet, before Jake Reeves.
Yeah, he's the best out of the 4, in my opinion. So I think he's definitely should start every time. I've really liked the look of Matty Stevens. Just his energy when he's on the pitch. He's running around, he's scoring goals, he's doing bits. I think I've really liked how he looks. I actually, from the games that I've attended and watched, I haven't seen much of Puga. I'll be honest, I haven't seen much of it.
Fair enough. Yeah, that is fair.
I won't really give an opinion. But when I've seen Josh Kelly come on the pitch, he's looked bright, he's looked energetic. And, he was picking up momentum towards the end of last season. He scored a couple against Tranmere. Didn't he score a couple in pre-season as well?
He did indeed. I think he scored one against Charlton. He scored one more somewhere. Can't remember. It might have Met Police. That's who he scored against.
Yeah. So he's been scoring a few, and I think Johnny's been really harsh on him, not even to bring him on at the end of a game that he could have made a difference to.
Yep.
100%. Like we're 1-0 up, and I don't know if he came on against Fleetwood. I don't think he did, but
don't think so. Matty Stevens came on. It was Piggott and Bugle that started, and Matty Stevens came on, had a one-on-one, which was
he's that burst of energy you need. If you're 1-0 up and the two strikers everyone aren't taking the chances, bring on Kelly. Give him a chance.
It seems like he's not really he probably is deep down upset that he's not starting, but when he comes on, he's still giving it everything for the badge, giving 110%. It comes back to the mentality that we've talked about. I think Johnny has told all the players that all of you are probably capable to start, but we've just got such a massive squad and everyone is a League Two player which can easily start. So I think that's just kind of how it is. And also another good factor is we probably won't lose one of those 4 strikers in January as well. Touch wood. I don't think, obviously, you wouldn't lose Josh Kelly because he's just signed last January. Omar Bugle. How old is Omar Bugle now? He's probably
31.
Yeah, so he's probably got a family as well. He's got kids and everything, so he probably wants to stay where he is. That's why he moved to Wimbledon from Sutton. Matty Stevens just signed him, so you wouldn't sell him as well. And Joe Piggott's on loan. Don't know about release clauses and not release clause, loan back clause and everything.
They cannot recall him.
Well, there you go. All 4 strikers are staying, and especially last season when we lost Ali in January, it just seemed like we had no attacking options. How important is that for you that we just kind of know that none of our players should be going in January? We should just be strengthening them, except from injuries, if that does happen. But how good is that for you to hear that all 4 strikers, touch wood, most likely should stay in January?
Stop saying that.
Touch wood. I'm touching wood, mate. I've got wood right here.
Rinsing the phrase. Shut up. No, but
how important is that? How good is that for you?
It makes me feel a lot more secure about our goal scoring ability because second half of last season we didn't really have much of that, and I think having it this season and having the security of not having players recalled or the likeliness of them being sold, I think, the average mid-season collapse we have either won't be as bad or it won't happen at all, which is crucial for the end of the season.
Bold statement. Because everyone seems to drop off at some point. Everyone seems to drop off at some point, but we'll see. Now, I think realistically, we will keep the momentum going for the whole time, unless some massive injury just happens. But hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll see. Amazing. So we're halfway through the podcast. We've gone through both games, season review, and now we'll look in the massive week ahead. We've got Newcastle on Tuesday night. It's a round of 32. So if we win this, going to round of 16, you never know. I swear Burton got to a semi-final because they played Man City over 2 legs, lost 10-0 over 2 legs. So you never know. I think they were League One at the time, still are League One at the time. So who knows? We could even get there. But let's preview Newcastle. Are you looking forward to it? Are you confident? Talk to me about your pre-game thoughts.
I've never been more confident for a football match in my life.
Really?
No, I'm joking. Really? No, we're gonna get dicked. We're gonna get bent over.
You think?
No, mate. They don't have Europe. They don't have any sort of other competition. They have cups. That's what they want to win. Yeah. They started Sandro Tonali against Nottingham Forest in the last round. They're going to start him against us.
That is true. That's a good point. What was the other?
Sandro hasn't been starting in the league. They're just going to keep starting him in cup games until he's ready to start in the league. So he'll start against us and he'll bum us.
Sandro Tonali. I bet there's going to be a song about betting or something like that. There's just going to be. I can just tell you're going to make one up or something.
I definitely will.
Oh yeah, because I was going to ask that as well. Like, because they're not in Europe, they're just going. It's the only way they shouldn't. They probably won't finish top 4 or 5. Maybe get a Conference League spot in the Prem. But realistically, they're going to go for cups, so they will probably have a strong squad. I think we can do it again. I think we're just kind of, I don't know, it just depends what lineup we put out. The lineup we put out against Ipswich was Goodman in goal. FOTMob have put a weird thing, put Lewis, they put Johnson left wing, so I don't know if that was correct. It probably wasn't.
Brilliant.
They put Oggs, Lewis and Biller as a free centre-backs. Maycock, Reeves, Ball, Tilly and Johnson, and Bugle and Stevens up top. Obviously, Johnson probably won't be starting as he's not fit enough and he's injured. Could see Biller come in. He played well against Ipswich. Do you think it will be that sort of lineup? Could you see Biller coming in, Maycock? Obviously, Reeves won't be there. So that's another kind of thing to talk about. We're a bit weaker in there. Maybe Smith can come in and start. What is your kind of ideal lineup? Do you want it to be changed? Do you want the lineup to be stronger for Accrington? Talk to me through your thoughts on that.
Can I make a bold statement?
Go ahead, mate. You can say whatever you want.
I think Kelly will start.
I was, when we were talking about Kelly, I was like, I bet he's going to start against Newcastle or something. I don't know. Give him the chance. Why not? Why not? It's like we are predicted to lose like 90% probably. So who knows? What about the other sort of lineups? Who's going to be
Reeves will be back.
Reeves will be back. You think?
Well,
is that actually what Johnny said?
Well, no, he said it was going to be a last-minute call for Reeves against Bradford, which probably means he's either going to be extremely close to being fit or...
Would you rather rest him fully for Accrington, though? Because personally, Accrington's a bigger game in my eyes. But what do you think?
That's tricky. That's a tricky question. I think the league is probably a little bit more important. Like these games, they don't come around often, but the likelihood is you're not going to win them.
Yeah.
So you might as well better yourself off in the long run and keep him fully fit. So I reckon sort of the same midfield as we had against Ipswich.
Okay.
And then
same with Reeves, or do you think he'll be ready, or would you put Smith in?
Oh yeah, I'll put Smith in. And then the back line was what?
Apparently it was Oggs, Lewis, Biller, but I'm guessing Biller was left wing back and Johnson was left centre back. That's what I'm thinking. So it's obviously switched.
Change Johnson for Harbottle then, and that's it.
That is true. That's a good point actually. Riley Harbottle just went out of my mind, but yeah, pretty solid lineup. That I don't know. I think we can do something to Newcastle. I think the aerial battles will be good. I think we just got to do it the same way as we did against Ipswich. Both of our goals were scored from set pieces. So I think maybe even starting Bugle and Pigott. Why not just get big men in the box and hopefully something comes from it. You said we'll get bummed. You said we'll lose. But is there any way you think we can get something out of the game? Because you never know. The Wimbledon never die spirit, How can we get something out of the game? Because I think that there is a couple of ways which I think we could.
It's tricky. I think early goal is the key, and being able to defend solidly for at least 60 minutes is another thing.
It's a tough ask.
And being able to waste a lot of that time as well.
Yeah.
And at the same time, being able to create one or two very good chances for the whole game, and hopefully taking another one and going 2 up.
Yeah.
Or you defend and you park the bus for 90 whole minutes.
6 to the back like Arsenal today against Man City.
Yep.
Jesus, that was a tough watch.
I didn't even watch it, but it was whatever. Yeah, do that for 90 minutes. Create something in the end of the game. Take your chance. Late goal. Limbs. Bosh.
Would you start Bugle and Stevens as you did last time, or would you put
Bugle and Kelly?
Because Stevens scored that header. I don't know how he is. He's a little man and he still got there. So
I want to say Bugle and Kelly or Bugle and Piggott, but Bugle definitely starts. He is my man.
My man.
Yeah, shut up, man.
That's getting clipped. That is getting clipped.
Hey, shut up. Is that my man? Is that my man?
This is going on Twitter. This is just going on Twitter. I can tell. You're going to go my man on Twitter. Oh, God. Oh, you know what? You know, like those memes where you make when someone scores and then you put it in the opposition, like Twitter posts about it. If like Bugle scores, it'll be you saying my man Bugle and stuff.
Who's that? Is that my man?
Anyways, if we do beat Newcastle, who would you want in the next round and why? That's such a big question. Entertaining podcast.
Brentford away.
Out of all of the big games you could have picked, you picked Brentford, who we played in pre-season. Why?
Oh no, I don't know actually. Oh, because I don't want to see a big six side because we'll get absolutely finger plumbed.
Yeah.
But it's really difficult. Let's say Barrow beat Chelsea.
Oh, Barrow do have Chelsea on the same night, isn't it? So we played Newcastle.
Fuck knows.
It is. I remember.
But
Jeez, Barrow.
if we do go through, I would take Man United.
Yeah, I'd love a bit of Man. I don't actually know who they have in the next round.
They beat one of the draw.
Barnsley, isn't it?
They beat Barnsley 7-0, and they think they're back in their prime. It's so weird.
That is true. They are so not back in their prime. It is. It is. They need Sir Alex Ferguson back to even start any sort of prime stuff. Plough Lane was a fortress last time, Hector. You weren't there for Ipswich, but that's fine. You saw all the videos and stuff. How important is it for the fans? Give the fans a message to make Plough Lane fortress, because the Toon Army are coming to town, and they will be loud.
Loud. They'll be the best fans you've ever seen at Plough Lane.
You think? Do you think we'll actually be able to hear a set
I think they're the best fans in England. I think they're the best fans in England, hands down.
I agree. I do agree with you.
Mate, 100+ loyalty points for a shitty little round 3 Carabao Cup match.
Is that what it was? 100+.
100+ it started at.
Wow. Fair play. I think we've just given them just behind the goal.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have.
Fair enough. More fans for us, I guess. So that works out.
Yeah. We will make noise. I know we will make noise. And I'm so glad this isn't an away match, because...
You think? I am.
No. Hear me out here. Chelsea last year, that away end was full of tourists. Everybody, like season ticket holders in the South Stand, was just split up, right?
Did you do Arsenal away? Or were you not going?
No, but apparently there's more tourists there. I've heard the stories.
It was worse than Chelsea.
Exactly. But because we're at a home game and the priority window allowed season ticket holders to purchase their season tickets as they are, it will be more of a togetherness atmosphere. And I think a lot more people will know the songs.
Yeah.
And, and I think it'll be loud. It was really loud. And that's what's important, to out-sing the dirty northern Geordie bastards they are.
Oh, Hector. Love it. Yeah, we will make a noise. What's that?
Scruffs. They are scruffs.
Mate, your dad supports Newcastle. He followed Newcastle for however long. You should go up to your dad and call him Scruffs and see what he says.
Oh, he's saying he wants to get a half and half scarf.
Half and half? Do we do half and half scarf?
No. And he's saying, he's saying he wants one.
There's going to be some like random street vendor just selling Wimbledon and Newcastle half and half scarves on the day. I can't wait to see all of that. Amazing. It is. I think we can do it against Newcastle. Fans have got to be loud as they always are. Make it a fortress like it was against MK.
I wouldn't say as we always are.
What's that?
We're not always that loud, are we?
No, I was about to say not like Fleetwood, because it was the totally opposite thing. But and that was after Ipswich, and it was just the most opposite atmosphere ever. But it is what it is. So that's the first big game out of the way. Newcastle, who knows? what could happen on that day. They will probably start with a strong squad just
100%.
because they have nothing else. They just got the Premier League. So we'll see. And then moving on to playing Newcastle and then Accrington Stanley. What a change. What a change. I know. Let me give everyone some facts about Accrington. They haven't actually won a game this season so far. Coming into this game, we sit 5th. Accrington sit 23rd. They've played 7 games, 0 wins, 3 draws and 4 losses. Their last 3 games, they lost 2-0 away to Notts County, a 1-0 loss at home to Crewe. And then they were actually beating Port Vale 2-0 at home on the weekend. And
7 minutes, 2-2.
Exactly. Conceded the 90th and 95th minute goals to absolutely bottle it. So, yeah. Another thing I've wrote down, ever since we've beat Accrington in the playoffs in League 2 in the 2015-16 season, we never seem to have good luck against them. We lost twice to them last season. I know they've sold their couple best players. They sold one of their best players to MK, who I didn't notice at all last week, by the way. We've always had a tough record against them, but it kind of seems like in this league, anyone can beat anyone, even if you're on bad form. Hector, should we be worried because we had a bad form against Accrington, lost twice to them, or should we be very confident going into this game because 1, players should be back, Reeves, Johnson, and 2, we just look good. Should it be another win for Wimbledon next Saturday? Talk to me through your amazing thoughts.
Thank you for complimenting my thoughts, by the way. I appreciate it.
No worries, mate. No,
but there's a reason that they haven't won a single game, and there's a reason they can't hold a 2-0 win after 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They are shit, essentially. But with a full strength team with us,
yep.
I think, there's not much to say. We're a good side. They're not a very good side.
Exactly.
Put that together, and you've got a Wimbledon win.
Is it one of those games which could easily just... I actually don't know much about Accrington. They haven't started well. They've sold their best players. They just don't really look good at all. They're bottling leads, not even scoring goals.
They have no fans there either. They have no fans either to back them.
Exactly. There'll be an empty away end, I'm sure, next Saturday. But we'll see. So you're very confident going into that game?
Way aye,
man. Way aye. If we do win, though, it's a chance to get into the top 3 with a game in hand as well. Is this game more important than Newcastle? Give me your thoughts. Is it more
in the long run? In the long run, yeah. In the long run, it is.
Would you rather take a win against Newcastle or Accrington?
Newcastle.
Really? Why?
No, just for the memories and the feeling of it. Like, you're not going to win against Accrington, and then in 20 years you're like, oh, I remember that historical win against Accrington Stanley. But we got
it's also the first time kind of playing a big side at Plough Lane. Yes, you had Ipswich, but we've played Ipswich so many times in the past, so it didn't really feel like a Premier League team was coming to town. But now you've got Newcastle. Pretty coming to town.
Exactly. I think for the memories and stuff, yeah. The long run, the importance of picking up points for this season, Accrington.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather Newcastle because give
just
it the big
memories, the limbs, the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'll give it the big into my dad and all, yeah.
And then we'll get Barrow in the next round or something stupid like that. Barrow away on a cold, wet Wednesday night after they beat Chelsea or something stupid. So we will be there. We will.
I won't.
No, nor will I.
Why did you say we'll be there then? You mug.
Anyways, only got a couple more things to talk about on the podcast. We're both confident. Well, maybe not for Newcastle, but definitely for Accrington. Should be winning that game. Last thing, I want to hear your score predictions and what you think will happen in both games. So let's start with Newcastle. I'll go first, actually. I'll go first.
Oh, all right, then.
I'll go first. I think Wimbledon... Oh, God. To be fair, last time before Ipswich, I said we'll draw and win on pens, and it did actually happen. So I'm going to say it again. We're going to draw and win on pens somehow. Owen Goodman's going to have a masterclass again.
Owen Goodman in goal.
Yeah, whatever. And yeah, I mean, Owen Goodman turned from disaster class to masterclass. So I think we can win. Who knows? It's Wimbledon way. We beat West Ham at home before, back at Kings Meadow a couple of years back. So who knows? We can easily go and do it again. Hector, what about you? Do you think, is it pretty opposite from what I've just said?
I don't know. That's, it's tricky, isn't it? Because, you want to hope that you'll beat them in whatever way you can. But being realistically, Barnsley lost 7-0 to Man United. So the same thing could just happen straight to us. You know what I mean?
It could easily.
So I'm going to go with... Is it straight to penalties?
It is.
Balls. 1-1, 89th minute. Actually, no, they go 1-0 up early doors.
Yep.
They're just knocking on the door for a second.
Mm-hmm.
The whole game, they don't get it until like the 90th minute. We come in the 90th minute. 1-1. 2 minutes later, it's 2-1.
Wow. There you go. And we win the game.
And we win the game, 2-1.
And who are scoring those two very important goals?
The first one is
I can see Jake Reeves.
Owen Goodman sent up for a corner in the last minute.
Yeah.
It just comes to his feet and he like toe pokes it in or something.
Is this the first or second goal?
First goal. The second goal comes from the kickoff.
Yeah.
It's lumped all the way up the pitch by Goodman. And it bounces weirdly over the last man's head.
Yeah.
And Josh Kelly takes it around the keeper, around Nick Pope, and he scores.
There we go. That would be good. Josh Kelly did score against Bromley, so who knows? He can do it easily against Newcastle, I say. Imagine the scenes, imagine the limbs in front of the South Stand as well.
Oh, mate, I'd die for that.
That would be good. That would be something amazing. Accrington, they haven't won a game all season. I think the only thing they've won is a 4-0 win over Liverpool Academy in the Bristol Street Motors. So we'll see about that. We'll see what they can do. But they don't look like they have the best of squad. They've sold their players. Again, haven't won a game all season except from a 4-0 win over Liverpool Academy. So I think we can easily... I hope we don't go for like an annoying 1-0 win where it could easily go either way like Fleetwood. Just be confident, be calm, go get 2-0 up before half-time. Simple as that. And then you can maybe get off the foot a little bit, just score 1 or 2 in the second half, bring on players which haven't had a lot of minutes, bring on Josh Kelly if he doesn't start, give him some minutes, give Maycock some minutes, just give other players which haven't had a chance, maybe even bring on John Joe O'Toole for the last 10 minutes or something like that, but just easily comfortable win the game 3-0 or something like that. That'll just be a perfect Saturday afternoon. And we're in hospitality, Hector, so we can have pies at half time. So it's brilliant. What are your score predictions?
You're looking forward to that, you fat prick. Sorry. I'm saying 3-1 Wimbledon.
Yeah, scorers.
I think they'll go up. I think they'll score first. First minute, and then your dad's just going to disappear off into the box.
Sounds about right.
And then I think injury time of half time.
Mm-hmm.
From out of nowhere, Omar Bugle just pulls one from 35 yards out and smashes it into the top left corner.
Fair enough.
Second goal comes in the 62nd minute.
60 seconds. You need to get this one golden. You know, like the golden goal at Wimbledon. You need to get that and get the 62nd minute.
Exactly. Joe Lewis header.
Yep.
The third goal comes 5 minutes later.
Okay. And it's scored by.
Hang on. Let me cook.
Yeah. Ball comes out of nowhere.
No. Pigott.
I'd love to see that.
Actually, no. James Tilley, from a corner, he accidentally scores.
From a corner, just goes in.
Curls it, and it goes in.
I mean, that would be that is like a League Two game. Just absolute no class, no quality. But yeah, we will see. That is our both predictions for Newcastle and Accrington. And that's pretty much it. 2 games this week, 2 massive games for different purposes. Hector, give us a message for the fans for the next upcoming week. Anything, atmosphere, anything like that to sign us off for the podcast for this week.
Get behind the boys.
Yeah.
Sing up the Dons.
Exactly. Thank you for listening and watching, everyone. We'll probably be back for a podcast next week. If I don't say I can't be asked to do it, but we won't. We will be there. But hopefully it's 2 wins from 2 this upcoming week. Newcastle, who knows, Accrington should be a win. But yeah, thank you for watching, and come on, you Dons.